I'm sick and tired of anybody that's born after the 70s.
Why?
Only because I'm telling y'all, man, when y'all don't like nothing.
Now what?
What?
Y'all
What
complain about everything. Everything,
what
man.
Do you mean?
What you talking about now?
Y'all been hearing. Anytime you put a microphone in front of Shaq, Charles, and all them,
What?
anybody that's older, all they could do is complain about the game.
Well, the game is horrible right now.
Fam, watch the 90s and watch the 80s. Some of those games. That is some of the most boring, slow-paced basketball I ever seen, bro. It is not entertaining. As much as y'all try to act like it was.
That depends.
Y'all be having a lot of.
Depends, man.
It's a lot of revisionist history.
What you talking
In the
about?
post, turn, fade, run back down.
So you ain't gonna say
Pick and roll,
you ain't gonna say it wasn't harder back then than it is.
It could be harder. It definitely wasn't more entertaining. I can tell you that.
That depends on what you're talking about entertaining wise, because
it was something entertaining.
How about the struggle was harder?
But that's the point.
The struggle was harder.
It was entertaining players, but it wasn't entertaining as a game as a whole. Like the way y'all be trying to act like it was. It wasn't hard fouls every possession. There's a lot of ticky-tack fouls too, just like today. It's a lot of revisionist history y'all do. It's a lot of revisionist history. How many times I sit there and I watch the guy dribble the ball, he barely get touched. They was doing a lot of that back then.
What games were you watching that you just see basically that?
Anytime a point guard drive, and especially on the mic.
Like
games,
who?
Especially on the mic game, you couldn't breathe on that.
Well, that's the only one.
That's the biggest. We got a representation in the league where Bron don't even get calls. Your best player
What do you mean
had
Bron
an
get
advantage.
calls?
Bron is rightfully known for getting tackled and them not calling.
Because he cried too. He cried all the time.
I mean, that don't stop a foul. Everybody cry these days.
I know. That's the problem. Everybody cry these days, man.
You gotta call the foul if it's a foul. You know what I mean?
You fight through the foul. You just go with it. Stop with the cry.
My thing,
but
you
we never
call. You don't get the call. You don't get the call. Stop with the crying.
But we never penalize somebody for crying because we have.
You only penalize for crying if they don't get back in time to play defense and now.
No, I'm saying, but we don't. All time rankings, we don't punish people for crying.
No, we don't.
That's what I'm saying. So it ain't like we take it and we judge them for it and we affect anything else.
You do judge.
We just don't like it watching it, but it don't affect nothing. As far as what we look at that player, they still top 2, top 1.
Right. Ain't gonna change their ranking.
Okay. About to say, you do judge them when it may not affect their ranking or where you hold them, but you do judge.
Yeah, you judge it because you're like, all right, come on, bro. Like, I watched the instant replay.
But
you go like this.
Now, but getting back to your point, no.
But see, I kind of feel like he's a traitor.
Who?
I feel like he's a traitor because, like, to me, when he came up in the middle.
So why is he a traitor?
Because he's seen it at the middle of the transition.
For what?
On both sides of, like, when it was hard, but when it started to fade until
what we got now, right?
Until what we got now.
Right, so
I feel like he's more on what we got now, and compared to what we back then. Like what we got now is a game where, don't get me wrong, guys back then cried a lot.
Yes. Yo, you acting like
but
that.
They seem like now they cry on every play. Guys that ain't even pay their dues seem like they're crying. You know what I mean? Throwing their hands up after every play.
But he's talking about entertainment value.
I was going to get to that.
Okay.
Them games are readily available to watch.
Right, I was going to get to that.
But they're picked.
But the game now is kind of, all you see now, I ain't going to say every team, but you got guys shooting threes that don't need to be shooting threes.
Nah, that's the only complaint that I got. It's like
certain
guys shouldn't be shooting them. Certain guys should be able to. Certain guys shouldn't.
And back then you had guys that knew their roles. You know what I mean?
Well, everybody had a role.
Right, everybody had a role. You know what your role is.
And they weren't skilled enough to do anything else.
But they were skilled wherever they did. If you were skilled to be a guy that came in and foul hard, that was just skill.
That was your job. Come in and give somebody a hard foul.
The rebound, that was just skill. Wherever your skill was,
that's
what you
ass
stuck
backwards
to.
to me.
I'm just letting you know.
I'm saying it's ass backwards because if I'm a forward and my job's only to rebound, if I develop a 15-footer, we're going to be unstoppable. If I can rebound and hit a 15-footer.
If you develop it, but you don't develop, stop shooting.
But even I'm saying, why he can't allow to develop? Are y'all saying they lazy?
No, they
had him develop. Like Chris, I can tell you, Chris Webber always complained about that for years. Like he was able to shoot threes, but anytime he shot a three, he got pulled out the game like in the next freaking play. He like, that's not what you was here for.
Right, so that's on the coach.
That was on the That was the coaching back in the day.
That was on the coach.
That was the coaching back. They had role coaching. But as far as entertainment value, for me, see, All right.
It wasn't, man.
No, yes it was, because what you're looking at is
you had exciting players.
No, well you had exciting players,
Yeah.
but
Each
you also,
team had exciting players.
right. That's the first thing.
Nah.
Majority.
Cleveland ain't had no exciting players.
Well, you had certain, like, not every team had an exciting player, but you had players.
Majority. Each team had close to one.
But you had players
Close
to
to
the
one.
point to where the animosity or the disdain for that player between each other players, you wanted to see these two match up.
Right.
You had stars guarding stars. Nowadays, you don't have stars guarding stars because they worried about foul trouble. They worried about ticky-tack.
You got too many friends.
Right. You had stars guarding stars. You had Mike guarding Clyde, or Clyde trying to guard Mike. You had Scotty and them trying to guard Magic, whatever the case may be. You had star players, Mitch Richmond and all of them.
And it was a dislike there.
Right, and it was a little bit of an animosity. Like, I want to put you in the ground. I want to make sure you understand you can't get in it. Anytime you can knock out your best friend in the air, you got animosity. You got animosity when it comes to the game, like to where I want to play. Like, this is about basketball. This ain't about. This ain't about. You don't got that now. So the entertainment value back then is you wanted to see that type of play. You wanted to see that type of animosity.
I disagree.
You don't got that now. Who knocking somebody out the air right now that they cool with?
Who not playing hard when they play against each other?
I didn't say play hard. I said, but you don't guard them. Meaning a lot of times your star player don't guard.
It's more of a perception.
You already had an issue. We talk about the issue all the time. The time Giannis and KD went at it, and Giannis wouldn't guard KD. He didn't want to guard him. He didn't want no problems with that man. He wanted to stay away. You don't got to.
But they not friends though. So
I'm just saying, but just in general, stars guarding stars. Stars guarding stars.
I would argue that these guys are more skilled now. It's harder to stay in front of these guys.
I don't care what they skilled at. Guard them. Right. I'm not going to disagree with that. Still, if I'm a star of my team and you the star of your team and we playing similar same positions, yeah, I should be guarding you. I don't care about foul trouble, nothing like that.
But I see a lot of times you put that on the player when it's the style of play in the league. Everything is switching. So everybody like, if you
but you don't even see them switch on each other.
No, I mean everything is switching. We're like they're not going to put him. If I'm the coach, I'm not going to take Giannis man and do a pick and roll because then Giannis is going to switch to my star player. So they're not running pick and roll. They're looking for mismatches.
I know that, but
that's what I'm saying.
Right, but that's my point. That's not entertainment.
But back then, a lot of times the guy will be like, "Look, coach." Coach will say, "I want the guy player will be like, yo, I want him." No matter what, I don't care what, I want to guard him.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
My issue though, bro, it was levels back then, right? Like, I feel like back then it wasn't just that many people on the same tier.
You don't have to be on the same tier as long as you was a star of your team.
I know, but that's what I'm saying though. The talent level was is a big discrepancy.
But even back then, like
you didn't have multiple.
Look, even back then, even the guy wasn't a star on the team.
But that's why the was always won. But
even the guy wasn't a star on the team, but he was the best defensive player. He wanted the best guy on the other team. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, you talking about matchup. I'm just talking about the basically like what we have in the league for us. Not only the entertainment value, but the talent. Talent pool is just way better. When you look back then, it's Mike, Hakeem, because I put them on the same level.
It was always the same.
But here's the question.
And everybody else was so far behind that you just could not compete when you got to them dudes.
But here's the case of your argument.
The second guy wasn't too far.
Do you think? All right, you keep saying you got multiple stars on the team now because the talent level is so crazy the way it is right now, right?
No, I mean like it's more superstars spread across the league than it was back then. I feel like some dudes got that title back then just because they was the best on their team. I don't think they was superstars.
You said it because they was the
best on their team.
But you're right. But as far as there are tiers where they are stars, and then there's another tier where there's
stars and superstars.
I feel like it's 6 dudes right now that are on the same superstar tier. It was Mike, Hakeem, and everybody else was below.
Nah, you can't do that. You have
Barkley, and then you have Barkley.
You had Mike,
you put them all on below?
Nah, you had Mike, Hakeem, Barkley. You had Pat. You had David.
I would put Pat up there.
You had to, because Patton.
He's not on their two level. I feel like. I thought they were.
I understand what he said.
Yeah.
Like is
skill wise, yeah, maybe.
Is Jordan and King? That's the first tier.
Yeah.
The second tier is Patrick Ewing and Barkley. The third tier might be Reggie Miller. You know, Reggie wasn't second tier. Reggie was like third tier.
Yeah, Reggie was like,
he was like third tier. You know what I mean?
He might have second tier year.
Reggie was third tier.
I would put Mitch Richmond and Glenn Rice in them in the
They third tier too.
I'll put them in the third tier.
I would don't kind of fourth.
I don't know if I'm putting Reggie in that second.
Where'd y'all put Orlando Shaq?
Orlando Shaq is
back
top
then,
tier.
he was smart. His number one.
Up there with
number one.
If he ain't with Hakeem and Mike,
he was so dominant. He was number one.
Then y'all put him with Shaq.
He didn't have all the skills like he did, but he's still number one because he could win the game.
Yeah. As I'm saying, I don't know. You don't put him up there with Mike and Hakeem still.
You had to back then.
I don't know
because he took his team to the finals along with Penny.
But didn't he get swept by Mike?
He did.
No, he got swept by Mike and the King.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like
I know, but I'm just saying it's hard not to put Shaq up there based on what Shaq was doing in Orlando.
Like you had Grant Hill, but at the time coming along,
He didn't get there. He ain't, you know what I'm saying?
No, he was there. He just
talent wise, but he couldn't.
He was working his way. He ended up coming number one.
He didn't do anything to prove that he was one with them. He didn't have the accolades or the success.
Okay,
so
Lonzo
was number 2 or 3.
I agree
Zoe
with
was
that.
like 2 or 3.
Not talent wise. Talent wise.
Yeah, talent wise he's up there. Talent wise he's up there.
Zoe was like 2 or 3.
But Kemp is below. You know,
Kim was 2.
I'm gonna keep throwing shots at Cleveland. Mark Price and Daltrey, they all.
I can't stand Brad Daugherty. Don't even worry about that. I can't even defend that. I'm sorry.
Stockton had talent one level. He had talent.
He 2 or 3.
But he 2.
2 or 3.
He 2.
He 2 or 3.
Well, put it like this. No, Kevin. You can't say Stockton without Malone. They won.
So they 2.
So you put them both together, they won.
Yeah, they 2.
You put them both together,
We're
they won.
not putting them both.
I was gonna say you put together, they won.
We gonna put 10.
Huh?
We gonna put 10.
One. Tim Duncan won.
No. Hardaway.
But Tim ain't really hit his prime to the 2. You know what I mean?
Hardaway.
He's like 2 or 3.
90s.
2 or 3.
3. That's how when we
He ain't sniffing 1.
Yeah, he ain't
I'm
one.
trying to think anybody else missing in the 90s that was popular.
There's nobody on that Golden State. Mullins.
No, Mitch Richmond was that bull.
I mean,
he wasn't one.
I'm just talking about one.
He wasn't one.
I'm about to say, don't do that.
Like, let's name some more people. Like,
I'm running through all the teams. Bird, where you gonna put him at?
No, they faded.
They faded. He was fading at that time. You know.
Bird, imagine them. You know,
Are we gonna count Reggie?
Dominique kind of was fading too at that time too.
Are we gonna count Reggie's short run?
I said he was great.
No, not Miller. Lewis.
No, he wasn't. He didn't have.
He was a star when he was playing.
He didn't play.
I know. GP is 2, right?
Yeah,
GP
2 or 3.
GP 2 or 3. Who else am I running through the 90s? Cleveland didn't have nobody. Detroit only had Grant Hill and Allen Houston. Denver didn't have nobody except for Mutombo, so we ain't worry about that.
They had Danley, but
Denver had a good
English.
Denver had a good team. No, Denver had a good team of people that played together.
All right, we gonna put
Joe Dumars ain't up there.
We gonna put the boy that got suspended.
Ooh.
The supposed previous Steph Curry before Steph Curry played for Denver. Muslim boy.
That was in
Abdul Rauf.
Where you gonna put him?
2.
He didn't get the accolade. He
had the skill.
It was 2. It was 2.
You know,
so
that's the only reason I got Hakeem in my, because they did it.
Yeah.
They got.
Well, they the only one that got the
ring.
ring.
Well, really, bro, he was 3. To be honest.
I'm just saying they the only one that got the ring.
And the way Hakeem did it, he didn't really have a coach. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I agree, but even still with that, the act like, but see, even with them being at that level, you still wanted to see them go match up with somebody because you knew you.
Right, you saw King go against Shaq.
Right,
you saw Jordan and Drexler.
Yeah, Jordan.
Right. Like the centers want to act the.
You saw Pippen say, "I want Magic."
Right, or Mike say, "I want to shut this down."
That's only better.
But that's what the entertainment
the centers died out, but the point guards raised.
Right, but
there's better point guards now than it was then.
True,
but it's better centers back then than it is now.
True, but I wanted to see. You wanted to see those matches.
Like when advertisement, they marquee the main guy on each team when they advertise nowadays.
And sometimes
so you want to see them go at it. Maybe not every play, but you still want to see them go at it. You don't want to see, well, this person had this score and this many points he had this, but they ain't go at each other.
Because you didn't have the conversations that people that even Shaq always brings up about his mindset with David Robinson. David Robinson was such a nice dude. I had to make up a whole story to make me have animosity to go at him because I wanted to make sure I went at him with my as a competitor wise. Same thing with Mike. A lot of times, them things that Mike said happened, as far as like what people might have said to him or he heard, he didn't happen. He just made up.
Like nowadays, the only matchup. Listen.
We watch Draymond sock and kick people every year.
But
people every year.
It's rare we see LeBron and Durant go at each other.
Nah, they go at each other when they remember they went 8 years without playing each other.
Not even,
but in that finals they went at each other. They went at each other.
They went at each other, but it wasn't to the point. They didn't aggress. What I mean is aggressively meaning there wasn't as I want to guard you every play.
Like out of all the times they went at together, only time you really remember is when Durant shot the 3 on LeBron's face.
Praise and then stepped out. Yeah, that's the main.
That's
you don't got highlight
like the OKC. Remember they played in the finals.
But they still even
the ref cheated in that. But
no, I ain't talking about the ref. But even with that, they really didn't guard each other.
But I'm saying that's the most memorable play.
Name me in recent years you had a game like what Dominique and Mike had when they went at each other. Name me a game.
That's before him. He's not.
I'm just asking. No, but he knows about the game. He may not saw. He know about the game. So name me a recent player where you told 2 superstars, 2 stars of their team go at each other back for basically playing a game. I'm talking about recent.
I just seen it yesterday with Wemby and Giannis. They was guarding each other, scoring. They was going back and forth the whole game.
They were at each other. I didn't see this.
Watch some highlights though. They was guarding each other. Giannis hit a fadeaway back. Wemby down, fadeaway right on him.
Giannis hit a fadeaway.
Giannis?
Giannis tried to go to the paint twice. Wemby blocked it. Y'all just try to get it, go get.
But that's what I want to see. I'm not going. That's why I want to see it.
Right. So if that becomes more of a norm, then you won't complain about the entertainment value. But that was like a one-game situation.
But Kawhi used to guard Bron and them. He used to guard LeBron a lot. Like,
but it wasn't a go. It wasn't but it wasn't a go at. Meaning Kawhi. When Kawhi was guarding Bron, Kawhi wasn't the offensive weapon he is now.
I would say it's harder to do that now.
Before he became a star, But
I would say it's harder to do that now because everybody's on the floor a threat. Back then, that wasn't the case. You knew who was going to score. You knew who wasn't.
I don't think everybody was a threat.
No, everybody now is a threat because they're going to shoot.
No, everybody's a threat to score.
To shoot. They could try to shoot, don't mean they're going to make it.
I know, but everybody's a threat to score. You know what I'm saying?
Talent-wise, everybody's a threat.
So it's like, everybody got to be. It's more of a team defense effort than back then. It was more like mine weak mine.
But then
more is team effort.
But if it's a team effort, then you got to get a little bit of animosity with your team. You got to get your players to have a little animosity for the other team they about to go up against.
So much motion now, though, compared to back then. You got 4 dudes running about to pop off a screen. Y'all not talking. You getting picked. He right open for the 3. It's a lot more that
got nothing to do. That got nothing to do with the animosity. Is what I'm talking about.
No, I get it, but at the end of the day, it's like they want to win, bro. Like they die.
I'm not saying
no what kind of change is that
we seen.
Listen.
One more example.
Go ahead.
Right. We seen that in the finals, Golden State and Cavs hated each other. We seen Steph and LeBron going at each other's face, yelling, about to fight, all that. Like we seen that. Steph and Brown, chest to chest. He's like, get on my face, Steph. Get fucking my face. Like, they say
that's what I was about
block the shot, yelling at him. What you doing, little boy? Like, that. Yo,
a lot of that stuff right there you talking about, you don't see during the regular season. That's
I don't care. Well,
I'm not saying the fans want the players
to be like that.
Hate the team as much as we hate the team.
Yeah, on a consistent basis.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Back then you did.
I don't want to. Right.
Like the players even didn't want to talk to him if they met him on the street.
Yeah, if a female go through your phone.
That's all I'm saying.
If a female go through your phone, she looking for something. What's the saying? They gonna find it.
Keep looking for something.
That's all y'all. That's all the fans are doing right now. If you could want to complain to somebody game, you could find it. Everybody just.
Well, that's every day.
Everybody got 20 different reasons.
Yeah, that's
like you gonna find something like like at the end of the day, you gonna be like, oh, I don't like the rep. I don't like that. I don't like that.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's every day.
You just going.
They tell me I ain't like the jerseys. I don't like the patches.
Oh,
it's gonna be something, bro.
You're going to nitpick.
But you know, people that's legit and people just looking for something.
Right.
Yeah, true.
But
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. But that entertainment. That's the issue with entertainment value for me right now. That's what we're looking at with that.